bass rolls in with subtle growls. Atmospheric low drones and distant crackles mimic seismic activity. Gradual build of synthetic tension noises and distant robotic roars. Warning, bassquake imminent. Warning, bassquake imminent. Hard-hitting dubstep drums begin with heavy kicks and sharp snares. Bassline deep and distorted with slow crushing wobble. Layered thunderous synth slams hit on the downbeat. Cracks, ground shaking impacts and rumbles. Sweeps, feel the quake, unleash the overload. Rising white noise and filter sweeps build tension. Drum fills speed up with glitch stutters and snare rolls. Vocal chop loop. Overload. Explosive bass drop with massive wobbling sub-basses. Fluorescent layers. Thunderous synth hits punctuate the rhythm. Drums punch hard with syncopated hi-hats and snappy snares. Seismic crashes, bass slams and glitch bursts. Energy pulls back to deep atmospheric paths and rumbling bass drones. Distant echoing vocal ensemble. Aftershock. Return of the drop with added distortion and layered thin synth. Bass growls gifted with modulated pitch bends. Drum patterns intensify with complex fills and rapid hi-hats. Cascading glitch effects and heavy bass punches. Elements peel away, leaving a deep sub-rumble and distant seismic echoes. Final synth reverberates into silence. Silence. Closing vocal sample. Bassquake. Complete. Complete. Deprompling sub-bass rolls in with subtle growls. Atmospheric low drones and distant crackles mimic seismic activity. Gradual build of synthetic tension noises and distant robotic voice. Warning, bassquake imminent. Hard-hitting dubstep drums kick in with heavy kicks and sharp snares. Bassline deep and distorted with slow crushing wobble. Layered thunderous synth slaps hit on the downbeat. Effects, ground shaking impacts and rumble sweeps. Feel the quake, unleash the overload. Rising light noise and filter sweeps build tension. Drum fills speed up with glitch stutters and snare rolls. Bassquake, overload. 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 House of bass drop with massive wobbling sub-bass of dissonant synth layers. Under synth hits punctuate the rhythm. Drum punch hard with syncopated hi-hats and snappy snares. Seismic crashes, bass slaps and glitch bursts. Energy pulls back to deep atmospheric paths and rumbling bass drones. Distant echoing vocal sample. Aftershock. Return of the drop with added distortion and layered synths. Bass growls hit thicker with modulators and bass pads. Feathers bends. Bass drums get thicker with modulated pitch bends. Drum patterns intensify with complex fills and rapid back-pass. Cascading glitch effects and heavy bass punches. Elements peel away, leaving a deep sub-rumble and distant seismic echoes. Final synth hit reverberates into silence. Closing vocal sample, bass break, on the beat. Bass break. Complete. See welding sparks, steam hissing, massive servo whirs, industrial ambience with low rumbles, clanking metal echo effects, mechanical
Vertical accepted engaging bass wells.
slow, rising build with reversed metallic hits and glitch shards. Drums hit like piston slams, heavy kick, snappy snare, bassline, grinding like metal tearing. Welding sparks used as rhythmic textures. Aggressive robotic screech layered with low mid growls. Upstart patterns mimic robotic movement. Glitch X filled every 8 bars, two soft sparks. Tension build with reverse hydraulic effects. Mid-range synth filtered and rising. Full sparks, rising, brace for discharge. Iron swell, head left to right. Base over right. In with double bass stabs, kick drum has added subfloor shock. Mess screech now glitch pitching every 2 bars. Clank impression creep, studded machine feels soft tooth snack, miss distortion, automation bass. Then it builds the 4 major hits, add instability. Dirty bass modulates like pressure valves breaking. Halftime rhythm, failure, imminent, recalibrate core sequence. Low alpha builds with spark delays. Steady steam hiss and fracture, swell override complete. Machine siren and alarm in the brace line. Kick and snare reversed in parts. Bass, dab rhythms become unpredictable and hostile. Wicked lines explodes, melts, feedback screech at each phrase. Ends with sub drop into silence. Ends with slow exhaust release, real soft release. Welding sparks fade, final voice. Core stabilized, override terminated. Signal fades to static. Build with reverse hydraulic effects. Mid-range synth filtered and rising.
System pressure rising. Brace for discharge.
Siren swell, head left to right. Welding sparks used as rhythmic textures. Siren swell, head left to right. Welding spill with right. Hydraulic effects. Mid-range synth filtered and rising. System pressure rising. Brace for discharge. Siren swell, head to right. Brace for right. Base for discharge. And left to right. Will left to right. Welding spilled with right. Completes between phrases. Glitch fills before major hits add instability. Dirty bass modulates like pressure valves breaking. Halftime rhythm, failure, imminent, recalibrating core sequence. Bass weld over themselves, low potic holds with spark delays. Steady steam hiss and back swell override. Complete, machine siren and alarm under baseline. Kick and snare reversed in parts. Bass stab rhythms become unpredictable and hostile. The custom stack explodes. Valves, bolts, weld, snaps. Feedback screech at each phrase ends with subdrop into silence. Slow exhaust release. Welding sparks fade. Final voice.
Core stabilized override terminated.
Signal fades to static.
Welding sparks, steam hissing, massive servo whirs. Industrial ambience with low rumbles, clanking metal echo effects, mechanical voidal call accepted engaging bass world. Rising build with reversed metallic hits and glitch shards.
To max that mayhem, drums hit like piston slams. We kick, snappy snare,
Bass lawn and grinding like metal tearing.
anthems, welding sparks used as rhythmic textures.
An aggressive robotic screech layered with low mid growls. Floating sparks, music reverse hydraulic effects. Mid-range synth filtered and rising.
System pressure rising, brace for discharge. Siren swell, and left to right.
Slow rising build with reversed metallic hits and glitch shards. Endofilvo whirls. Clanking metal echo effects, clanking metal echo effects. Rolling stack machine feel. Slow rising build with reversed metallic hits and glitch shards.
The mayhem, drums hit like piston slams. Can't snappy snare, bass lawn and grinding like metal tearing. Backs, welding sparks used as rhythmic textures. Fantasy tape rips and make a heartbeat. Soft mechanical whirring, distant digital murmurs. Filtered pads swell with low and rumble. Unsignal locked override initiated. Sharpie kicks and distorted it away from metallic snares. Baseline granular wobble modulating and stutters. Glitch textures fade in and out like biofeedback loops. Vocal heavily plaza robotic. 3D metal vital spike, I can't comply. Heartbeat 6 with signal live. Echo maps my current mind. Override, I'm redefined. Snare rolls tighten, high pass filtered. ECG boost accelerating. Glitch white noise rise from top flow. Vital signal override. Cybertrap plus industrial bass explosion. Heavy 808s morph with bass grinds. Glitch slits, syncopated pulses like a corrupted EKG. Buckling rhythm, syncopated claps. EO signal locked. OB8, high volume initiate. Drop beat kitted. Cement pulse electric skin. Biocode corrupted from within. Override runs in my spine. Minimum or redefined. Layer subgrowl high and shriek. Last word copy bait. Synthetic pulse electric skin. Biocode corrupted from within. Override runs in my spine. Human no more redefined. Layered subgrowl high and shriek. Last word from synthetic voice. Override complete identic voice. Shed on force. Override. Beep. Ends with single flatline beep. Industrial bass explosion. Heavy 808s morph with bass grinds. Glitched legs, syncopated pulses like a corrupted EKG. Limb rhythm, syncopated claps. Effects, circuit snaps, static crashes, heartbeat distortion. Glitch mercy fins induced with this bench, then pass. Drums that are tree skin and biocode corrupted from within. Override runs in my spine. Human no more redefined. Layers subgrowl high and shriek. Last word. Copycat. Pulse electric skin, biocode corrupted from within. Override runs in my spine. Human no more redefined. Layered subgrowl high and shriek. Layered subgrowl high and shriek. With pitch bed pads. Exploding from synthetic voice. Biocode corrupted from within. Override runs in my spine. Human no more redefined. Layered subgrowl high and shriek. Layered subgrowl, high and shriek. Layered shriek with pitch bed pads.
Low end suburban like a machine powered on deep underwater. Sparse ambient glitches, photograph, fade reverse, hi-hats and edge crash risers. With vocal texture.
Enter the void by the machine. Trap beats emerges slowly, 808 breweries till it's snare. Bass filter growl, submerged like it's underwater. Melody dips and sine wave arcs drifting in the background. Occasional reverb bursts and glitch clicks. You just skew out, copy, edit, pushing the code, I'm pulling you under. Darknet zone with a 5 years colder. Crash the light, I corrupt and smother. No reset now, I'm your system's thunder. Synth pitch bends upward like pressure building. Snare roll with granular effect. Deeper, deeper breach. Lowering pulses, increase intensity, I slow down ping. Star trap bass drop hits, less distorted. 808 with low pass modulation. Hi-hat switch to triplet rolls. Less engaged in melody disintegrate. First hi-hats and big crush risers. Whisper vocal texture entering the drive. Initiate my frequency exhibit. Flip initiate, initiate. Trap beats emerges, slow down pitch effects. Reverse, reverb effects trail into silence. No light, just code, just fall. Outward first, delay, lost in static, drift away. Core corrupted, nothing pure. Virus deep, no final cure. Hard to drop with glitch variation. 808's now big crushing clipping. Melody switches to up, down like glitches. Ton of glitches, drums get heavier, layered traps, snares. Final vocal cut, disrupt with glitch variation. 808's now big crushing clipping. Melody switches to up, down like you under. Dark and never rate traps, snares. Final vocal cut. Abyss reached. System error. Complete.
Bass slowly fades, replaced by glitched final crackle. Final 4 notes echo like sonar in pitch descent.
Vocal whisper fades. You're not coming back. Go, back, bigger breach. Go, back, bigger breach. Low end pulses increase intensity like sonar ping. Stock trap, bass drop hits, massive distorted. 808 with low pass modulation. Hi-hat switch to triplet rolls. Velas, spin sparkles, bust and sparkles. Dissipates and noise. Heavy subducking and granular daily effects. Drum tapping, interlude with slow down glitch effects. Reverse, reverb, it's trail into silence. No light, just code, just fall. Deeper falls, bits decay, lost in static, drift away. Core corrupted, nothing pure. Virus deep, no final cure. Hard to drop with glitch variation. 808's now big crushing clipping. 808's now big crushed and clipping. Melody switches to a to silent glitches. Glitches, tray, lit to silence. Purpose reached, system error, complete. Idle vocal cut. Abyss reached, system error, complete.
The bass slowly fades, replaced by glitch.
Final crackle. Final 4 notes, echo like sonar and pitch descent. Growth get heavier with layered traps, snares. Final full whisper fence. You're not coming back.
Low end sub rumble like a machine powered on deep underwater. Spas ambient glitches flicker, faint reversed hi-hats, thick crushed risers, whispered vocal texture.
Entering the void, dive initiated.
Trap beats emerges slowly, 808 pulse delay snare. Bass filter growl, submerged like it's underwater. Melody detune, sine wave arcs drifting in the background. Occasional reverbers and glitch clicks. Lyrics.
Is pure, copy, edit, clips in a code. I'm pulling you on darknet zone when the fire feels cold. I crash the light, I corrupt and slow. Don't reset now, I'm your system's thunder. Bitch bends up, look like pressure building.
Snare roll with granular effect.
Dive deeper, breach. We're going pulses, increase intensity like sonar pings. Top trap, bass drop hits, massive distorted and 808 with low pass modulation. Hi-hat switch to triplet rolls, subtle glitch.
Village synth sparkles disintegrate into noise. Heavy subducking and granular tailing effects. Drum ambient interlude with slowed down glitch effects. Reverse, reverb effects trail into silence.
No light, just code, just fall. Bits decay, lost in static, drift away. Core corrupted,
nothing pure. Virus deep, no final cure. Harder drop with glitch variation, 808s, no big crushing within. Melody switches to upgonies, metallic glitches. Drums get heavier with layered trap snares. Ruthless reach system error complete. Beat. Bass slowly fades, replaced by glitch vinyl crackle. Final 4 note collect sonar in pitch descent. Vocal whisper fades. Yeah, I'm coming back. You're not coming back.
Low pass filtered bass pulses mimic data traffic. Binary effects, modem crackle, firewall ping echoes. Robotic voice sample, low pitch, digitalized. Initiating bridge protocol, loading exploit. Build up starts, metallic taps, reverse symbols, low rumble. Classic rhythm kicks in laser like lead distorted saw with pitch on wobbling sub-bass, syncopated metallic tone. Blitz crushed hi-hats, background alarms and firewall breach. Vocal sample, access granted, containment failed. Tightening drum loop with rising growl, repeating vocal glitch stutter. All this integrate. High pass filter sweep on baseline rising screech. Main rhythm groove, jagged laser cuts synth hits on every beat. Dirty mechanical bass wobbles layered with malware like FX. Sound design mimics corrupted data streams, breaking 140 bridge-sided file. Meltdown in progress. New rhythm staggered offbeat groove. Heavier sub, glitch lead modulates every 4 bars. Bit crush effects slices through background layers. Glitch voice sample detected, firewall meltdown in progress. Drop gets heavier, double distortion layered whoops. Reverse engineered synth spiral down then slam. Mid drop brief tech stop, then punch back in with extra grit. Malware data fast glitch randomly through stereo field. Drum fade leaving glitchy synth fragments. Final sound firewall classics. Glass code fragment. Classic rhythm kicks in. Laser like lead, distorted saw with pitch automation. O4M active.
Low pass filter bass pulses mimic data traffic. Binary effects, modem crackle, firewall ping echoes. Robotic voice sample. Initiating breach protocol, loading exploit. Build up start tabs, reverse symbols, full rumble. Classic rhythm kicks in, laser like lead. Wobbling sub-bass, syncopated metallics. Glitch percussion off-grid claps, pitch crushed hi-hats.
Rounds and firewall breach, vocal sample, access granted, containment failed. Blinging drum loop with rising growl. Repeating vocal glitch stuff.
Layered alt disc and techniques. High pass filter sweep and baseline rising screech.
Main rhythm groove, jagged laser cuts symptoms on every beat. Mechanical bass wobbles layered with malware like FX. Sound design mimics corrupted data streams, breaking 140 creep protocol. Firewall, new rhythm staggered offbeat groove, heavier sub. Glitch modulates every 4 bars. In crush effects, slices through back into extra grit. Malware data effects control with the stereo field. Drums fade, leaving glitches and fragments. Final sound, firewall classics. Glass code fragments.
Robotic rhythm kicks in, laser like lead. Wobbling sub-bass, syncopated metallic hash. Percussion off-grid claps, bit crushed hi-hats. Background modems and firewall breach. Failed.
Segment drum loop with rising growl. Repeating vocal stuff and real tight. Ow. High pass for swoop on bass rush. Hi-hats, backstab. Vocal prison and containment. Failed. Typing drum loop with rising growl. Firewall this infiltrate and great. High pass filter sweep on baseline and rising screech.
odd synth hits on every beat. Dirty mechanical bass wobbles layered with malware like FX. Sound design mimics corrupted data streams. Breaking 140 brief started firewall, meltdown in progress. Drop gets heavier. Beat heavier. Sounds like diverse. Good ones can fix. Now modulates every 4 bars. Beat crushes, flux slices through background layers. Breaking this and death firewall, meltdown in progress. Drop gets heavier. Crunchy synth fragments. Final sound, firewall crash sex. Glass code fragments. Robotic voice fading into digital noise. System breach complete. Code 4 active. Floating system breach detected. Opapane static rising glitch noise. Whispered vocal sample. Fragment. Burn. Initiated. Layered synth paths glitching out like code corrupted. Bit crush snare hits every 4 beats. Deep reverse crash, building tension. Effects, circuit, hiss, binary flutter sounds. Glitch door entry, wobbling wide, fractured and layered with bit crush delay. Kilo and compressed, hits like corrupted RAM. Fragmented, extending every brawl like melting data. Data dump glitches, entire 4-bar collapses into silence and restarts with a distorted slap. Compound sound breaks every forms, never capable. Memory center, erased, silence, audio tear warps. Quick silence, high-pitched data, spiked immediate drop. Fire overload. Pulses now harder, angular. Sub-bass modulates like melting machinery. Care now, wrists burst, discluded white noise glyphs. Heat sickness, reverse roll, layering with glitch cells. Podcast bit which resets, execute. Random zeros left right. Depth changes mid-bar for sound melting effect. Sounds like a hard drive dying. Fragment collapse. Stars and a sprint glitch. Ambience emitting summer rumbles. Synth reverse slow down. Let autopan like spiraling ordinarily out of control. Filtrated up glitches into upper hills. His words new editing. Long drop in corridor. Bombs re-enter his extra distorted. Morphs into a crystalline high energy laserly. Wide and multi-layered, almost orchestral in glitch form. Massive reverse reverb, glitch fragments. Fragmented, pitch bending every bar like melting data. Data dump glitches, entire 4-bar collapses into silence and restarts with a distorted slap. Throws constantly braced on phones, never predictable. Get a predictable, people into people. Little slows, beat noise filter, bass filtered. Drug non-lay subtle, memory. Virus, buffalo, burst for kill soft glitch, spiral fade. Massive reverse fragments. Reverse chord with battery static. One last vocal, complete echo remains. Final bass pulse, cuts out with soft glitch, spiral fade. Floating system breach detected. Opapane static rising glitch noise. Whispered vocal sample. Fragment. Burn. Initiated. Layered synth paths glitching out like code corrupted. Bit crush snare hits every 4 beats. Deep reverse crash, building tension. Effects, circuit, hiss, binary flutter sounds. Glitch door entry. Wobbling wide, fractured and layered with bit crush delay. Kilo and compressed, hits like corrupted RAM. Shock, reverse, pre-hit artifacts. Fragmented, extending every brawl like melting data. Data dump glitches, entire 4
tear warps. Quick silence, high-pitched data, spiked immediate drop. Fire overload. Pulses now hotter, angular. Sub-bass modulates like melting machinery. Gear out wrists first. Discluded white noise bliss. Heat sickness reverse forward. Layering with glitch sounds. Podcast glitch resets. Extra execute. Random servers left right. Depth changes mid-bar for sound. Melting effect. Sounds like a hard drive dying. Fragment collapse. Stars and a sprint glitch. Ambience intermittent some rumbles. Synth reverse slow down. Then auto pan like spiraling. Unveiling out of control. Virtual to dump glitches into upgrades. Gives words new penetrate. Walk drop and corridor. Bombs re-enter. Extra distorted. Morphs into a crystalline high energy laserly. Wide and multi-layered. Almost orchestral glitch form. Massive reverse reverb glitch fragments. Fragmented, pitch bending every bar like melting data. Hit a dump glitches, entire 4-bar collapses into silence and restarts with a distorted slap. Growth constantly breaks, vertically follows, never predictable. Get it predictable. Maple. Little slows, beat noise filter, bass altered. Drum dolly subtle, memories. Liners, off-road, buzz for kill soft glitch, swirl fade. Massive reverse fragments, kill reverse chord with battery static. One last vocal, complete echo remains. Final bass pulse, counts out to a soft glitch spiral fade.
Like a daydream sunrise. Into reverse pianos fading. Lo-fi texture overlay. Final crackle, whispered vocal. Ghost like reality is just a memory corrupted. Not end, progression begins. Arpeggiated synths sparkle with stereo panning. Chill step rhythm, like snare side chain kick. Soft sub bass hum below. Effect flutter, delay tails. Live between the lines. Echoes of a dream long gone. Broken frames rewind. As I play the same old song. Vocal chops glitch rhythmically. Pitch rising, pad under shimmery sense. Narrow filtered upward. Hold on, for what's not real. Western bass drum, motion emotional stacks. All chord side chain to the kick. Switch spark texture sprinkled over the drop. Vocal stutters woven into the mesh. Bass, gentle, round but aggressive. Melody cascading in sevens and ninths. Ambient interlude, suspended in sound. That swell and descent sparkle with petitance. Vocal whisper layered underneath. I was whole once before the break. Second drop, more memory. Corrupting chord structure but with granular delay effects. Vocal fragments chopped and reversed. Melody is now warped slightly as if unstable. Sub-bass slightly detuned for emotional tension. Final vocal line, fragments fading forever. Pads slowly retreat. Piano chords echo like fading thoughts. Final effects, all takes time and low bit depth glitch. Ends with a single reverse chime.
glitch, rising pad under shimmering sense. Snare roll filtered upward. Hold on to what's not real, but I still play the same old song. Vocal chops glitch rhythmically. Glitch rising pad under shimmering sense. Snare roll filtered upward. Hold on to what's not real, but I still play the same old song. Vocal chops glitch rhythmically. Glitch rising pad under shimmering sense. Snare roll filtered upward. Hold on to what's not real, but I still play the into the melody. Bass, gentle, rock, not aggressive. Melody cascading in sevenths and ninths. IBM, interlude, suspended in sound. That's well, and descends, sparkle with patterns. That's well, we retreat, piano in sound. That's well, and dissolve piano melody solo with subtle glitch artifacts. Vocal whisper, layered underneath. I know the break. I was whole once before the break. Melody cascading in sevenths and ninths. Single soft pads flow like a digital sunrise. Chimes in reversed piano notes fade in. Lo-fi texture overlay. Final crackle. Whisper vocal ghost like some melody. It's just a memory corrupted. Melodic progression begins. Arpeggiating sense. Sparkle with stereo padding. Chill step rhythm like snare side change kick. Soft sub bass harp below. A tape flutter delay tails lurk between the lines. And echoes of a dream long gone. Broken frames rewind, but I still play the same old song. Vocal chops glitch rhythmically. Glitch rising pad under shimmering sense. Snare roll filtered upward. Hold on to what's not real. This future bass drop. Lush and emotional sax on chord side chain to the kick. Glitch spot texture sprinkled over the drop. Vocal stutters woven into the melody. Bass gentle round, not aggressive melody. Cascading in sevenths and ninths. Ambient interlude suspended in sound. Pads swell and dissolve. Piano melody solo with subtle glitch artifacts. Vocal whisper layered underneath. I was whole once before the break. Second drop more melancholic and glitch. Same chord structure but with granular delay effects. Vocal fragments soft in reverse. Melody is now warm slightly as if unstable. Sub bass lightning pitching for emotional tension. Final vocal line fragments fading forever. That's slowly retreating. Piano chords echo like fading thoughts. Final effect takes up and low bit that glitch. And a single reverse chime. Tape flutter, delay tailoring sense. Snare roll filtered upward. Hold on to what's not real. Future bass drop, lush and emotional sax on emotional stacks. Long chords touching to the kick. Glitch spot texture sprinkled over the drop. Vocal chop, black lush and emotional stacks. On chords side chain to the kick. Glitch spot texture sprinkled over the drop. Vocal stutters woven into the melody. Bass gentle loud, no melancholic and glowing. Cascading in sevenths and ninths. Same chord structure but with granular delay effects. Vocal whisper, lyrics solo. Whisper below everything. Vocal solo was slowly a slipper. But so much was all the breeze before the break. I was whole once before the break. Thank
chord structure but with granular delay effects. Vocal fragments chopped in reverse, melodies downward slightly and downward flying as if a stable sub-bass slightly detuned for emotional tension. Final vocal line, fragments fading forever.
Frustrating drums layered with subtle mechanical hums. Stars glitch effects flicker like data sparks. Distant robotic vocal sample graviton field destabilizing. Tight tech step drums kick in, punchy kicks, crisp snares, rolling hats, bass like thick modulated growls with wobbling gravity like shifts. Glitch leads cut sharply through the mix with stuttering rhythms. Vocal chops have a light gravity. Synths rise with filter sweeps and pitch bends. Drum rolls accelerate with glitchy fills. Vocal loop, crusher. Full neural bass drop with deep crushing sub-bass and complex rhythmic patterns. Bass growls oscillate with pitch modulation layered with distorted synth shards. Drums punch hard with syncopated break beats and glitch percussion. FX, digital crackles, and mechanical impacts. You can ambient break with swirling pads and glitch echoes. Whispered vocal sapping. With enhanced bass layers and increased distortion. Synth leads weave fast, glitchy runs cutting through the bass drum fills speed up with intricate syncopation. FX cascade with mechanical hits and digital noise bursts. Gradual disintegration of elements with glitch fades and sub-bass decay. Final low bass note sustains and fades into silence. Closing robotic voice. Graviton crusher. Complete. Atmospheric drones layered with subtle mechanical hums. Sparse as glitch effects flicker like data sparks. Distant robotic vocal sample. Graviton field destabilizing. Tight tech step drums kick in, punchy kicks, crisp snares, rolling hats, bass line thick, modulated growls with wobbling gravity like shifts. Glitch leads cut sharply through the mix with stuttering rhythms. Vocal chops heavily prosody. Crush, collide. Gravity. Synths rise with filter sweeps and pitch bends. Drum rolls accelerate with glitchy fills. Vocal loop. Crusher. Full narrow bass drop with deep crushing sub-bass and complex rhythmic patterns. Bass growls oscillate with pitch modulation layered with distorted synth shards. Drums punch hard with syncopated break beats and glitch percussion. FX, digital crackles and mechanical impacts. Ambient break with swirling pads and glitch echoes. Whispered vocal sample. Drop with enhanced bass layers and increased distortion. Synth leads weave fast. Glitchy runs cutting through the bass drum fills speed up with intricate syncopation. FX cascade with mechanical hits and digital noise bursts. Gradual disintegration of elements with bass and sub-bass. Bass decay, final low bass note sustains and fades into silence. Closing robotic voice. Graviton crusher. Complete. Sempre. Falling. Return of trolling. Return of drop with enhanced bass layers and increased distortion. Sync leads weave fast. Glitchy runs cutting through the bass drum fill speed up with intricate syncopation. FX cascade with mechanical hits and digital noise bursts. Gradual disintegration of elements with glitch fades and sub-bass decay. Final low bass note sustains and fades into silence. Closing robotic voice. Graviton crusher. Complete. Flickering fire, crackle and molten lava like the sun hands. Distant sirens and ambient smoky noises build tension. During the drop zone, heat rising. Heavy rhythm drums enter with punchy kicks and sharp snares. Bassline, deep molten growls with slow crushing wobble. Solid synths with pitch bends and flame-like modulation. Every crackling embers and fire bursts. Photo. Drop zone. Drop zone. Ignite. Inferno. Drop zone. Ignite. Rising synth suites layered with fiery noise bursts. Snare rolls and drum fills increase intensity. Vocal loop intensifies. Drop zone. Drop zone. Drop zone. Full rhythm drop with crushing bass and molten synth layers. Bass grill slam hard with modulated distortion. Percussion is aggressive with syncopated hi-hats and snappy snares. FX bursts with fire, crackling explosions and heat waves. Energy pulls back to smoky pads and distant fire crackles. Whispered vocals sample, burning through the chaos. Return of the drop with enhanced bass thickness and added synth flourishes. Drum fills become more complex with triplet hi-hats and glitch effects. Synth leads sizzle with rapid pitch modulation. FX cascade with layered fire bursts and rumbling low-end hits. Elements slowly dissolve with fading fire crackles and distant thunder. Final bass rumble fades out into silence. Closing vocal sample, soft, fading, inferno. Complete. Drop zone. Drop zone. Drop zone. Full rhythm drop with crushing bass and molten synth layers. Bass growl slam hard with modulated distortion. Percussion is aggressive with syncopated hi-hats and snappy snares. FX bursts of fire, crackling explosions and heat waves. Energy pulls back to smoky pads and distant fire crackles. Whispered vocal sample, burning through the chaos. Return of the drop with enhanced bass thickness and added synth flourishes. Drum fills become more complex with triplet hi-hats and glitch effects. Synth leads sizzle with rapid pitch modulation. FX cascade with layered fire bursts and rumbling low-end hits. Elements slowly dissolve with fading fire crackles and distant thunder. Final bass rumble fades out into silence. Closing vocal sample, soft, fading, complete. Inferno. to lava like synth pads. Distant sirens and ambient smoky noises build tension. Entering the drop zone. Heat rising. Heavy rhythm drums enter with punchy kicks and sharp snares. Bassline beeples and growls and slow crushing wobble. Sizzling lead synths with pitch bends and flame-like modulation. Effects crackling embers and fire bursts. Inferno. Drop zone ignites. Ignite. Rising synth sweeps layered with fiery noise bursts. Snare rolls and drum fills increase intensity. Vocal loop intensifies. Drop zone. Full rhythm drop with crushing bass and molten synth layers. Bass growl slam hard with modulated distortion. Is aggressive with syncopated hi-hats and snappy snares. Bursts of fire, crackling explosions and heat waves. Energy pulls back to smoky paths and distant fire crackles. Whispered vocal sample burning through the chaos. Return of the drop with enhanced bass thickness and added synth flourishes. Drum fills become more complex with triplet hi-hats and glitch effects and lead sizzle with rapid pitch modulation. Effects cascade with layered fire bursts and rumbling low-end hits. Elements slowly dissolve with fading fire crackles and distant thunder. Final bass rumble fades out into silence. Closing vocal sample, soft, fading. Inferno. Complete. Drop zone. Full rhythm drop with crushing bass and molten synth layers. Bass growl slam hard with modulated distortion. Percussion is aggressive with syncopated hi-hats and snappy snares. Bursts of fire, crackling explosions and heat waves. Energy pulls back to smoky paths and the distant fire crackles. With vocal whisper burning through the chaos. Part of the top of the drum with enhanced bass thickness and added synth flourishes. Drum fills become more complex. Triplet hi-hats and punch effects with sizzle with purpose and cushion punch effects. Spindles and bursts and triplets, hi-hats and punch effects. Synth lead sizzle with rapid pitch modulation. Effects cascade with layered fire bursts and rumbling low ends. Burning through the silence. Closing vocal sample with fading to silence. Closing vocal samples and added synth flux and added synth flourish. Intros become more complex, thickness, and added synth flourishes. Drum fills become more complex with triplet hi-hats and glitch effects. Synth leads sizzle with rapid pitch modulation. FX cascade with layered fire bursts and rumbling low-end hits. And let me dissolve with faint plasma crackles, distant machine drum, alien screech effects, high-pitched modulated, low synth swell builds pressure, distorted voice whispers, exoburst initialized. Snare roll starts bending and emphasizes laced with glitch and static burst. Drop countdown, 3, 2, 1. Stopping rhythm groove kicks in. Bassline molten wobbly, deep distortion. Big stem sharp and elongated rhythm. Kick, punching tight. Alien screech layer woven into bass hits. Occasional laser zap, slice stereo band. Syncopated loop feels mechanical but alive. Reverb tails trail like plasma discharge. Bands with low-end filter sweep, containment breach, iron lash unleashed. Glitch sparkles dance above the ambient layer. Slow snare build, triplet glitch fill. rising tone with granular crush before each stab. Lo-fi crackle, bass fades to deep pulse. Voice modulator, all systems collapsing, initiating plasma fall. Filtered synth echo spiral outward, silence. And full plasma meltdown. Baseline explodes in layers on fades. Screeches modulated to sound like screaming energy. Rims up the burning glitch on every fourth beat. Pitch warp, stereo panning madness. Glitch effects stack near the end. Drop ends with filter down and reverse stab. Single alien tone echoes. Distant static sub fades. Exoburst complete. Anomaly record. Silence. Pads with low-end filter sweep, containment breached, ion lash unleashed. Glitch sparkles dance above ambient layers, slow snare build, triplet glitch fill. Load engaged. Bass stabs now doubled and pitch shifted. Kick gain sub rumble layer. Screech synth bends upward like overheating metal. Mid-bass distortion spikes in fast bursts. Drops feel heavier, alien, unstable effects. Rising tone with granular crunch before each stab. Lo-fi crackle, bass fades to deep pulse. Voice modulator, upolated to sound like screaming energy. Filtered synth echo spiral outward, silence. In full plasma meltdown. Baselines. 3 plasma crackles. Distant machine drum. Alien screech effects. High-pitched modulated. Low synth swell builds pressure. Distorted voice whispers. Exoburst initialize. Snare roll starts bending. Aphorizers laced with glitch and static bursts. Drop countdown. 3, 2, 1, 1. Stopping rhythm groove kicks in. Voice unmodulated deep distortion. Then snap sharpened alien tone gated rhythm. Punchy, tight. Alien screech layer woven into bass hits. To the laser saps, slide stereo pan. Duplicated pleated loop, chemical but arrives. Verb tails trail of plasma discharges. Pads with low filter sweep, containment breached, ion lash unleashed. But alive, reverb tails trail like plasma discharges. Pads with low-end filter sweep, containment breached, ion lash unleashed. Glitch sparkles dance above ambient layer. Slow snare build, triplet glitch fill. Bass stabs now doubled and pitch shifted. Kick gain sub rumble layer. Screech synth bends upward like overheating metal. Bass distortion spikes in fast bursts. Drops feel heavier, alien unstable. Effects, rising tone with granular crunch before each stab. Lo-fi crawl, bass fades to deep pulse. All systems collapsing, initiating plasma fall. Filtered synth echoes spiral outward. Silence. Full plasma meltdown. Baseline explodes in layers. Alien screeches modulated to sound like screaming energy. Rim drums distorting glitch on every fourth beat. Pitch warp, stereo panning madness. Glitch effects stack near the end. Drop ends with filter down and reverse stab. Single alien tone echoes. Distant static sub fades. Last voice exoburst complete. Anomaly recorded. Silence. Etheric synth pads with heavy reverb. Crackling static and white noise layering gradually. Instant, fragmented vocal samples whispering. Signal, fading, lost. Sparse dubstep beats emerges, deep kicks and soft snares. Decayed warp textures with pitch modulation. Bass, pulses, low rumbling, distorted. Glitch effects, intermittent noise bursts and echoing clicks. Vocal fragments. Vocal fragments. Vocal fragments. Vocal fragments. Vocal fragments. Burst. Flagging static and white noise layering gradually. Distant intervals. Decay. Pull back up, step back, merges, deep distorted bass growls. Distant decay. Return the drop with more and more intense distortion of later bass growls. Fragmented pitch and glitch. Echo glitches, the rhythms through the soundscape. Echo glitches, weave through the soundscape. Elements fade like flickering static and echoing sense. Final vocal fragment, whisper signal lost forever. On a fading white noise sleep. Constant drop of heavy distorted bass growls. Placing glitch chop rhythm dissonant intervals. Decay. Walk up, step back with heavy distorted bass growls. Intervals. Noises. Lost in the decay. Return of the drop of more intense distortion and layered bass growls. Synth textures more fragmented and glitch heavy. Echo glitches weave through the soundscape. Elements fade out with lingering static and echoing sense. Final vocal fragment whisper signal lost forever. Ends on a fading white noise sweep. So, atmospheric synth paths with heavy reverb. Crackling static and white noise layering gradually. Distant, fragmented vocal samples whispering signal. Fading, lost. Sparky dubstep beat emerges, deep keys and soft snares. Synth decay, warp textures with pitch modulation. Bass, pulses low, rumbling distorted. Glitch effects, intermittent noise bursts and echoing clicks. Vocal fragments. Phantom signal, decay. Rising filter noise and pitch shift as synth sweeps. Increasing glitch chop rhythm, vocal loop intensifies. Decay. With heavy distorted bass growls, synth warped and eerie, sliding through dissonant intervals. Distant fragmented false. Signal for forever. And some are saying more. Collision effects, noise sweep. Echo glitches wave through the soundscape. Elements fade out with lingering static and echoing synths. Final vocal fragment.
Warm analog styles and paths rise with a shimmering glow. Also bass heartbeat with subtle delay effects. Retro arcade sound effects, peaks and blips fade in. Overload, neon dream. Bassline enters, deep rhythmic and pulsing with groove. Lead synth by the pitch melody with slight chorus. Drum patty 4 on the floor kick, snappy snares, hi-hats. Acid copy, edit, neon lights in endless streams. Electric nights and retro dreams. Pulse ignites the city's core. Overload, I want more. Synth layers stack and increase in brightness and complexity. Drum fills rise with snare rolls and increasing intensity. Overload, overload. Full synth wave electro bass drop with driving rhythm. Lead sign deepens with added distortion and sidechain pumping. Drum beam dramagetic with syncopated hi-hats and claps. FX, neon sweeps, retro laser sounds. Energy pulls back to ambient synth pads and minimal percussion. Neon overload. Return of the drop with fuller synth layers and enhanced bass. Lead seed synth adds melodic flourishes and filter sweeps. Drum pad intensifies with additional percussion and fills. Overload, laser bursts and glitch echoes. And brightness and outreach. And brightness and complete. Brightness and outreach. Neon lights in endless streams. And brightness and outreach. And brightness and unreach. Drum boards, overload, overload. Overload, I want more. Overload, I want more. Overload, I want more. Overload, I want more.
But pulses begin to sink since drum fades in with chop delay. Warm vocal sample, a null breach. Spiral breach, blast shatters, system boot glitch. Mid-tempo, kick snare beat enters. Dark pad swirl beneath flickering hi-hats. Rising arpeggios pan left and right. Distorted synth riser climbs with circuit bend effects. Sounding with untable. All voltage spiral ignites. Massive sub-bass pulse hits. The beat stops in like glitched out synth oscillating in spirals. Bassline thick, warped, gritty. Break stutter, rewinds, tape stop, FX. Fill robotic snares. White noise, blasts. Bats return, flickering and chopped. Fragmented melody rebuilds. Vocals glitching, breaker engaged. Terminate loop. Dodge harder, spiral collapse. Bass becomes more distorted. Late gets pitch warped, filter crushed. Sub shakes underneath with LFO twist. Laser effects, pan wide with delay tails. Quick half bar fills. Machine gun snares, bit crush, screaming robotic glitch fills. Kick gets heavier, more reverb tail. Ambient breakdown, slowed heartbeat kick. Distant static in reverse piano. Distorted vox whisper cycle corrupted. Lead melody re-emerges from static. Bassline gets layered with reverb explosions. Switch lead stack, heavy low end surge. Kick buzzer into syncopated chaos. Rewind effects rips the final drop in half. Ends on a long spiral in filtered decay. Final voice, voltage spiral, broken. Lo-fi fade out, circuit fuzz and feedback. Synth trail fades to black. Flickering and chopped, fragmented melody rebuilds. Vocals glitching, breaker engaged. Terminate loop. Budge harder, spiral collapse, bass becomes more distorted. Late gets pitch warped, filter crushed. Sub shakes underneath with LFO twist. Laser effects, pan wide with delay tails. Quick half bar fills. Machine gun snares, bit crush, screaming robotic glitch fills. Kick gets heavier, more reverb tail. Ambient breakdown, slowed heartbeat kick. Distant static and reverse piano. Distorted vox with recycle corrupted. Lead melody re-emerges from static. Lead melody re-emerges from static. Gross system melt.
Static, glitch pulses begin to sync. Send, drum fades in with chop delay. Watch vocal sample. Initializing spiral breach. Glass shatters, system boot glitch. Mid-tempo kick snare beat enters. Dark pad swirl beneath flickering hi-hats. Rising arpeggios pan left and right. Distorted synth riser climbs with circuit bend effects. Sample containment unstable. Voltage spiral ignites. Massive sub-bass pulse hits. Cricket beat stops in. Let it glitch stops in. Oscillating in spirals. Bassline thick, warm prairie. Rewinds hits up effects. Fill robotic snares, white noise plus. Bats return, feedback. Synth trail fades to black.
Vocals glitching, breaker engaged, terminate loop. Vocals glitching, breaker engaged, terminate loop. Terminate loop.
Much harder, spiral collapse. Bass becomes more distorted. Like it's pitch wanted, gets distorted. Like it comes wanted, welded close touch. Underneath with elephant
Twist. Lush, harder spiral collapse. Bass becomes more distorted. Lead gets pitch warped, filter crushed. Sub shakes underneath with elephant twist. Laser vax, pan wide with delay tails. Quick half bar fills. Machine gun snares, bit crush screaming, robot glitch fills. Kick gets heavier, more reverb tail. Ambient breakdown.